Hello everyone, and welcome to another reading vlog. This is a big one because we're reading some long books in this reading vlog. I'm going to read the Mistborn trilogy in this vlog. I'm so nervous about this. I have already read Mistborn, but it was over 2 years ago. By the way, I love the mass paperbacks of these books. There's something about reading a mass paperback. It's just so satisfying. Now, I've already read this. I already know that it's great, and I'm really looking forward to being back in this world, but I don't remember like every single thing. That's why I want to read this before going into the next one. But it says on the back, let's read the synopsis. Once a hero arose to save the world, he failed. Ever since, the world has been a wasteland of ash and mist, controlled by the mortal empire known as the Lord Ruler. But hope survives. A new uprising is forming, one built around an ultimate caper, the cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind, and the determination of an unlikely heroine, a street urchin who must learn to master the power of a Mistborn. The magic system is so cool in these books, or I've only read this one, but in this book, they're all about 600 to 700, so they're all long. I don't know how long this video, how many days it'll take me to read these, but I want to try to read them like maybe 200 pages a day, maybe a little bit over a week. I don't know. Well, that might be a little ambitious. We're just gonna read until we finish these books. But my plan is to start Mistborn. I am starting Mistborn today, and I can't wait. These just like so cool. I have so much to do today. I have so much editing and other videos to make. It's December, so I need to like wrap up the year, you know? I have like things to set up for 2026. And I have lots of reading to do. And it's cold outside. I'm so happy. It's 54 degrees. In South Texas, like that's cold for us. And it has not been this cold this winter. I feel like we've only hit, I feel like maybe we hit 50 during the night one time, but not 54 during the day. It has not been this cold during the day this winter, so it's so nice. It's such a nice reading day. So my plan is to go make some coffee. I'm starting the day pretty late because I was really tired. It's 11:42. I wanted to be up so early this morning, but it's okay. Hopefully tomorrow. Make coffee, do some editing so that it's like started, you know, and then do some reading. Very much looking forward to this. Thank you for tagging along, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, I have a reading update because I've gotten pretty far in Mistborn. I'm so happy to be back in this world. Like, I can picture everything again. I'm really glad I'm doing a reread, but I'm on page 136. I'm about to get to like the main reason I reread this book, like a really big part of the book. So I wanted to do a reading update. In this book, this is high fantasy. We're in a completely different world. In this book, we have this ruler, the like lord of this world, but and I hope I'm not messing up on
anything in this book, okay? Forgive me if I say something wrong, but he's this evil lord. And we are following two characters. We're following Vin and Kelsier. Vin works with this group of men. She's this young woman who actually dresses as a boy to like protect herself, and she works with these men that call themselves like scavengers, but they're like thieves. And she has this ability to mess with people's emotions to like make them more trustworthy, or to make them like trust her, to she can make them like not suspicious of her. She can mess with their emotions basically. And she calls this her luck, because she doesn't really understand why she has this ability, why she can tamper with people's emotions, where it comes from, but she just calls it luck. Now Kelsier also has these abilities, and he's made aware of this girl who has the abilities that he has. So he meets her and basically recruits her to work with his group of thieves and because he needs her and wants to teach her of her abilities. Kelsier's group of men are hired by the Ska, I think that's how you say it, who are the slaves of this land who want to rebel. They've been rebelling for a long time against the Lord ruler, but unsuccessfully. So they're hiring this group of men to take down the Lord ruler, basically, and to steal this very precious metal that this Lord has. The magic system in this book is really cool because it all involves different metals. There are people that can use different metals to do a bunch of different things, and that's the part of the book I just got to where Kelsier is going to teach Vin what the different metals do and how to use them. But there are some people that can control like one metal, and they can like tamper with people's emotions or gain strength using a different metal, but they can like control one, and they're called mistlings. And then there are people that can control all 8. I think there are 8 metals, and they like consume them or can like repel off of different metals that are around them, and those are called Mistborns. And Kelsier is going to kind of take Vin under his wing and teach her how to control these metals. And that happens on page 136, which is exactly where I'm at right now. And that was the main reason I wanted to reread this, because I know that the magic system is very complex and super interesting. And I didn't want to go into book 2 without fully reading all about the different metals, what they do, and who uses which metals. It's really cool, and I'm just really enjoying myself. I want to read 200 pages a day. I'm gonna see if I can read 64 more pages today. I really am trying not to listen to any of this book. Like, I'm immersion reading it, but I don't want to just listen to it because I'm underlining a bunch of stuff and dog-earing pages. Things that I might have missed the first read, things I know that are important to remember, I'm underlining them, so I don't want to listen and miss something, because I'll be immersion reading it and I'll pause the audiobook to then underline stuff, because this is so complex and I love that, and I think I am appreciating it so much more this second read. I think my first read, I didn't have the patience for fantasy like this, and I was learning that in a book like this you might have really long conversations that I don't find boring anymore, but I might have just wanted more fast paced. I wanted things to happen a little bit faster. But there's world building. There's a lot of world building, a lot of stuff going on, and that takes patience. So I'm really enjoying it. Really happy to be back in this world. I'm so happy to have the mass paperback. I wish I had 2 and 3 in mass paperback too, because they're just so satisfying to like hold and flip through, and it's actually falling apart a little bit in the first few pages, but it's okay. So I'm gonna keep reading and I'll come back with an update maybe tomorrow or the next day, but we'll see how much I'm able to read today. But yay, we're about to learn all about the metals again, which I really enjoyed the first time, so I'm really looking forward to learning about them again. All right, I'll see you guys later. All right, a reading update. Well, first update, my lights died, like to here. Such a shame. I thought they were gonna last a while. I don't know how long I've had them though. They might be pretty old. And then I added a light right there, so it's very pink behind me, which I'm enjoying. So in Mistborn, I just finished part 3 and I'm about to move on to part 4, Dancers in the Sea of Mist. This is a spoiler-filled reading vlog, so if you don't want to know what's happening in these books, you need to read them first or something. Right now in the book, the army that Kelsier and his, like the rebellion, have been accumulating and hiding is now gone. They're all dead. And one of the Ska, we don't remember his name, he kind of told Kelsier, like, what did you expect to happen? Like, we were never going to win, which was really discouraging for Kelsier. And he's like, well then what did you think we were like doing? And he was saying like, we were just doing something. I never expected us to win, but we can't just do nothing. So now Kelsier's like really discouraged that obviously their like army is gone and like they're all dead, and that people didn't expect them to beat the Lord Ruler anyway. But he said that it says he forced himself to smile, not out of pleasure, not out of satisfaction. He smiled despite the grief he felt at the deaths of his men. He smiled because that was what he did. That was how he proved to the Lord Ruler and to himself that he wasn't beaten. No, he wasn't going to walk away. He wasn't finished yet. Not by far. And Vin right now is pretending to be a lady of, like a high-ranking lady, to get information from the like lords, the nobility. Oh, what are they called? Like just the high-ranking families. And there is a love interest, which I did remember. And like I didn't remember the army being demolished. Like when I started to read it, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that was a really big thing that happened. But then I did remember that she has a love interest, and she's starting to feel like maybe the like noble people, I don't think that's the right thing to call them, the wealthy, that they're not all bad people. And part of the crew and the Ska are telling her like, no, they are terrible. They kill women after they're like done with them, and they can just steal women at any time and then just kill them right after, and they treat people like they're not even human. Like they're explaining to her these things, and she's starting to kind of like feeling like a lady and playing this role, and kind of still is in denial that these people that she sees at like balls and stuff, they seem so like good. And so she's like, surely not all these people are bad. And her like crew, Batsy, it's cold outside, so she's crazy today. Hey. Yeah, so they're trying to like remind her that these people really are bad, and to not like let them fool you with their finery. They treat the Ska like they're nothing. What I want to do is read the last 260, how many pages? 240 pages today. We'll see if I'm able to. It's a lot of pages. I have been listening to some chapters when I'm unable to read it,
And I've been digitally reading a lot of this because the first book is available on Libby, but not the second or the third. And reading it digitally has been so helpful because if I like am holding my baby, I can't hold the book and flip the page. So I really like having it digitally, but unfortunately they don't have book 2 or 3. Like, how do they have book 1 and not book 2 and 3? So that's been really helpful, reading this digitally, or at night, like everyone else is asleep and I'm still awake and I'm reading this. But I wanted to be further along. I wanted to reach 400 pages last night and that just didn't happen. So we're gonna see how far I can get, but I'm still loving it, and I'm really enjoying remembering the things that I already read. But I've accepted that it's okay if I do listen to some of it during chapters where I know that like not a whole ton is happening, or like not vital information that I'll want to underline. I'm listening to it because I have so many other things to do. I feel like kind of overwhelmed because there are so many things I want to do and there's not enough time. But I'll check in, I guess, when I'm finished with this, and then we'll start the second book, which is very exciting. But okay, I'm gonna try to get some reading in. I'm so close. I'm so close to finishing. Look, I'm in chapter 33. I was able to do some digital, I was able to read it digitally last night and like really early this morning. But I do want to finish it, like, not digitally. I want to physically hold the book. I just love this book so much. The last, like, section that I read in the book was this scene. The fight scenes, and not long after this scene, no. Batsy wants to come on my desk. No. Sorry. Not long after this scene, there's a fight scene. The fight scenes in this book are so cool because of how the magic works. Oh, I love it. Vin is so cool. And she, like, I kind of forgot how like powerful she is, and how Kessier is like really impressed with how powerful she is because of you know, who she fought and who she took her down. So oh, and a sad scene just happened. Marshall or Marsh? I think it's just Marsh. His brother just died. I'm almost positive it's Marsh. So I wanted to be finished with this yesterday. It's just been very hard. Like, I'm reading as much as I can, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish these books, and I wanted to finish them in like 9 days. I just don't think it's gonna happen. I'm gonna keep this all in one vlog, but I'm just gonna, if I don't read all of my TBR because of these 3 long books, that's okay. That's what I've accepted this morning. Like, if I have to take a book out, which I think I know which one I'll take out, because I wasn't super excited to pick it, then that's okay. Finishing these 3 this month is like, that's the goal. That's what I want so bad. And to read Brave New World, but I ended up starting with this instead of that one. But I was looking at the spine of this book and just like how battered this book got. So I've read it twice, and mass paperbacks tend to get pretty beat up. And I was like, oh, I'm going into this brand new, like, very pristine book. And I was thinking, I was like, I think I'm gonna have to break the spine. I've already like bent it. Like, I've already flipped all the pages and tried to break it easily, or softly. I think I'm just gonna have to break this spine. Just look at this. And the flop is terrible. So, and I love that I can just like, you know, the spine is broken. So I'm trying to decide, like, this is such a beautiful book, but like, it's so stiff. How can you read? You can't read a book with such a stiff
I shouldn't look at it, with such a stiff spine. So I'm thinking about it. It's 11. I had a busy morning and I'm like, how is it already 11? So I have some things to do, and then I'm gonna continue to read and I'm gonna finish it. And then my goal is to start this one today to get a little bit into this book. But yeah, big things are happening in book one, and it's like, it's all coming back to me. Like, it has been the whole book, but I know the crescendo is about to happen. I did want to correct myself because I called this world Luthadel. That's the city that they're in. There's land outside Luthadel and it's called the Final Empire. So there, yeah, in the beginning of the book, at the beginning of the book, there is a map and it has a list of the different places. So Betsy, in the Final Empire, there is Luthadel, which is the city. So I know I got that wrong. Okay, I just finished the last page of the epilogue. I thought that Sazed died. And I was like dreading it. I was waiting for him to die and he didn't, so I'm glad that Sazed is still alive. Kelsier, of course, dies, which I remembered. And I knew that she destroys the Lord Ruler, but I remember there being something like off about him, that he like wasn't who he said he was. Sorry if you hear dogs barking outside. That the Lord Ruler actually killed the person whose journal entries we've been reading, who seemed like a normal person who like actually wanted to help the world. But there's a lot of mystery towards the end of this book, because he told Vin, like, you're killing me, and you're, like, this is a really big mistake because of what he's doing to protect this land. And so we don't know what is still out there that he was protecting them from, but he was still like an evil ruler. And there was a part that I really didn't like. Vin kind of annoyed me in one of these last few pages where she says, like, tells her to leave and he's gonna like stay behind, and she was kind of like, okay, well, I tried to help him. Like, that's what Kelsier kind of meant, like, because Kelsier told her, you need to learn about friendship, like you don't understand friendship. And she was like, I think Kelsier would be glad that I tried. And I was like, what? Like, Sazed did so much for you and you're just like, I tried. So that irritated me. I'm also not super sure that there needed to be like a love story in this between Vin and Eldon. I don't know that it was really needed. I feel like she said she loves him, like, not even towards the end of the book. I don't know. I think that might have been a little too insta-lovey. I don't know that I feel it, you know what I mean? I like their relationship, like I like Eldon, but I kind of wish that that would have happened in like book 2, where she like says she loves him. And anything else? Oh, I was interested, I forgot that like the Lord Ruler is not only an allomancer, he's also a, oh, I can't say it, but he has the other power that Sazed has. He's like a combination of the two. I forgot that. So he was just like really powerful, and I hope I'm getting that correct. And that's why the Lord Ruler wanted to kill all the men or people that were like Sazed, because he didn't want there to potentially be a crossbreed and anyone be powerful enough to like take him down. I forgot these like very important details, but this book is just so packed with lots of details. I feel it's so good. Like, it's so crazy that someone has the imagination to create a book like this. Like, how do you create a book like this? How can you imagine all of this? I feel the same about Red Rising. Like, how like, this is art, and it's just insane art. And then at the end, this is what I kind of wish I had looked at before reading it. The like list of the metals and what they do: iron, steel, tin, pewter, zinc, brass, copper, bronze. And then like the different things that people, what the mistings can do. Like if there's a seeker, a smoker, a smoother. I feel like this information, glossary, whatever, this information in the back is really good to know, because it can, I wanted to see this, and then I was like, oh, it's at the back. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna start book 2 today. I have it right here. Still trying to decide if I just wanna like destroy the spine or not, so that I can read this more comfortably, because this is so comfortable to read. This is not gonna be comfortable to read, and I think I've already said that. Also, I think I prefer the font. Yeah, if you look at the font in this, it's so soft, and the color of the paper, I can't say enough how much I love that book. This font is much darker and harsher, so I'm not fond of that. I bought it for the cover because the covers are cool, but it is going to be a transition like this harsher font. But I think I'm going to start it tomorrow because I'm pretty wiped. It took me a lot longer to read this than I thought it was going to, but it is a long book. It's 640 pages, so it's as good as I remember, and I think I enjoyed reading it even more the second time. I really enjoyed reading it the first time, but I feel like I have more patience for like high fantasy now. At that time I wasn't reading high fantasy, so I feel like I appreciate it so much more now. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But this one's next. Very excited, because now I need to know what the Well of Ascension is. I need to know what the Lord Ruler was trying to protect them from, who the man was that wrote those journal entries, and what other danger is out there. So, tomorrow. It didn't crack. I was trying to make a TikTok where you hear the crack, and it didn't happen. I saw someone do that. Oh, that was so unsatisfying. Maybe if I hadn't helped it like fold all the pages, it would have like real good. Oh well. I just did my November reads wrap up. I am on page 100 of the Well of Ascension. I wanted to be at 150 right now. That's okay, it's still early. But so far, it's been a year since the last book ended, like since Kelsier's death. Vin and Elend are still together. Elend is ruling over Luthadel. Says is living with like people with the ska, I think they're ska, to like teach them. That's what he feels is his calling, and I think they're just kind of
what his kind do. I forget exactly what he is. A keeper? He's like a keeper of like memories and stuff. So his like job is to teach. But Ellen's father wants to take over Luthadel. He's a bad man, and like doesn't really seem to love his son or anything. He has an army that he's gonna like attack the city with, and Ellen's army, if I'm remembering correctly, like isn't that good so far. And right now they're having a meeting with the other nobles, trying to kind of like unite against anyone who could try to take over the city, his father. But he's gonna try to meet with him first to see if that could not happen. And Vin is trying to find this Mistborn who keeps kind of like appearing but not really hurting anyone. In fact, I think he's like saved her at the beginning of the book. He like helped her out, and we don't know who he is, but he kind of like appears and then leaves. And she has kind of she's kind of figured out that he doesn't want to harm her, but doesn't really know what he wants either. And this book does a good job of kind of like reviewing the Mistborn powers and metals, because she kind of talks about them again, which is good. And I've been highlighting lots of stuff that I find is important. We're also learning, I think we're gonna learn a lot more about Marsh, but he went to get Says. He told Says like, we need your help, but Says feels that he should teach, but he's gonna go with him. But I think we're gonna learn a lot more about Marsh. But yeah, she goes over like what tin does, and she wants to know more about the metals, or if there are other metals and the different concoctions. So I find that really interesting. But on page 100, there are a lot more in this book. There's over 700, so I have a lot of reading to do. But so far it's been like, I feel like 100 pages went by really fast, just because I'm like so happy to be in this world and to stay in the world, you know? Like I like not having a break in between the books. But I'm hoping to get to page 200 tonight, but we'll see. Just have other things that I need to do, but it's good so far, and I'm glad I did my wrap up. It was frustrating. I kept running out of memory on my card, and those videos kind of they're stressful for me to make. I'm trying to be more relaxed when I make them. I'm trying not to like let it stress me out, but sometimes it does. I think editing that video is gonna be a pain in the butt. But I have things to do, and then I'm gonna read later. Good morning. I put my hair in heatless curls, and half of my head dried and the other half did not. So I have my hair in braids, and I don't like them, but we're gonna ignore that. I made it to page 400 last night, so I'm over halfway. It's very exciting, and I wanted to do an update right now because I'm actually at the doctor's office, and I'm gonna read 100. My plan is to read 100 more pages here, but things are happening. I wish I would have been filming when I learned about Zane. He seems pretty cool. And that Zane and Eldon are brothers. Like, oh my goodness. I'm thinking that Zane and Vin are gonna end up together. Her and Eldon seem to have a lot of differences these days. Like, she's kind of realizing that maybe he needs someone that can be his like queen and not his bodyguard. But he really loves her and she loves him, but I don't know, there's a divide in their relationship. You can kind of see, you can tell that there's something not wrong, but they might not be right for each other. But I really like them together. Well, actually right now he's not king anymore. He was
oh, I don't remember the word, but they like dethroned him. And right now, the king that was outside the gates or outside the city, his name starts with a C. I don't remember his name. Set? I think it's King Set, who has the army of those really tall, monstrous guys that like only grow up to be like 20, but they're like huge and they're very aggressive. He went into the city and said like, you should make me king. He went into the city when they were trying to decide like who should be the next king, and he was there and said like, you should vote for me. I'll be a great king. I know how to rule. And right now they're trying to decide what to do. But I think right now Eldon, Vin, Breeze, like they're all just kind of studying right now, trying to figure out if there's a way for him to still be king, I think, or what to do. I don't remember exactly why they're studying. It has to do with who's going to become the king. But I need to go to my doctor's appointment, but I'm going to read 100 more pages, hopefully. I'll probably be here forever, so yeah, probably be 100 pages, but made it over halfway. That's very exciting. Oh my god, Orsier was the spy! He betrayed Vin. He is Zane's slave or servant. When I read that, my jaw dropped. I was like, oh, no, not Orsier. I liked him. And he just betrayed her. And Zane. Oh, I don't like Zane anymore. Zane wanted Vin to go with him, and Vin said no, she's gonna stay with Ellen, that she can't leave. And then Zane just kind of lost it and said that she was supposed to save him. We don't really understand that yet. Like, how was she supposed to save him? But then he told Orsier to like come to him. And Vin was like, no, like come to me. And Zane said, my servant, my contract. And then Vin was like, mind blown. She was like, no, Orsier, like what? Like that he betrayed her. And she was like, when did this happen? And he said, when you gave the original Orsier the dog's body, that's when he killed him and took the dog's body. Ah, man, I wish I had gotten my reaction, because I was like, I finished The Well of Ascension last night at like 2 in the morning. Oh, okay. I dog-eared so many pages. I would have kind of liked to have done tabs, but sometimes I just like was reading, didn't have anything by me, and I've just dog-eared a page. I have some things that I need to highlight, but I was highlighting so much, especially I feel like the beginning and the end. Well, I have a few pages that I still need to highlight from the end, but I guessed that Elend was going to snap and become a Mistborn. I guessed it. I told my sister, I was like, okay, actually, I guessed both things. I was like, either he's going to die or he's going to become Mistborn, and he did both. I was not expecting Zane. I was not expecting Zane's death. I'm like, is he actually dead? He probably is, but I was really surprised. But I mean, maybe that's just like good writing to get rid of big characters like in Game of Thrones. You know, in some like romantasy books, you know that like, oh, they died, but they're gonna come back. And maybe Zane really is dead. But the end, like Marsh, what is Marsh doing? He's trying to kill Sazed, and then, oh, Sazed's love died, and that was sad. Because he's depressed, I mean, obviously, but he is like questioning his whole like life and his purpose and all the religions that he's studied and everything. And then Vin released something from the well. Like, we knew something bad was gonna happen from her going to this well, but we don't know. We'll find out in the next book what exactly she released, because it said like, I'm free, and she's wondering if she was like any better than the Lord Ruler, because they're thinking the Lord Ruler like kept this thing at bay and she just released it. Now this book was like 700 and some pages, 763 pages, which is long, but I was invested. Like, I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, is this going to end? And that's because I was told, my sister's already read all these books, that this is kind of a builder book, like building to the third book. Well, the end, she's like, the end, a bunch of stuff happens. I mean, there's a whole like battle that happens that was really cool, but a lot of this I feel was kind of building up to the next book, but I still really enjoyed it. Like, there were moments, so many moments where I was like, oh, like, what? Really? Like, no. I broke the spine. Like, I broke it really good. It had to be done. It was so stiff, and like, I needed, especially with a book this big, like, I needed to be able to like open it up really well. But it was so good, and I'm very excited for the next book, Hero of Ages. I need to know what's gonna happen, and I am gonna break this spine too. I'll video it for like TikTok or something. But I just noticed at the back of this book, it has the medals, the references for the medals. So I want to look at this because it says what each of them do. I don't remember, I don't feel like the first one had it in this length. And then like a glossary of all the different like people and powers. All right, my battery's gonna die, so I'm gonna charge it and I'll check back in when I start Hero of Ages. Hello. I just got out of the shower, so my hair is wet and I don't have makeup on. Well, I did actually do my brows because I have to do my brows. So I have not been reading a whole lot since finishing book 2. There are a few reasons. I look so shiny. I have like night cream on. But I have time to do this, so I wanted to do this now. I think I burnt myself out after book 2. Like, I was reading until 2 a.m. I was reading and reading and reading, and I think I burnt myself out. So I did start this. Well, I mean, I'm pretty far. I'm on page 478. But I've had a hard time getting into book 3. Like, I'm interested in the story. I'm really curious to see what happens, but I've had a hard time with this one, and I have been listening to quite a bit of this one because I think I've just needed a little bit of a break from like looking at the pages. And I've had other work to do that I could do, my hair, while listening to it. But currently in the book, Vin is in, she was captured and she's in the prison, I guess. And Ruin? The thing that came out of the well, he like tried to trick her and convince her that he was Reen, her brother. And she was like, no, it's not him. And she figured out that it's Ruin. And Tensoon escaped from his people, and he just took Kelsier's bones and like pretended to be Kelsier to get information. And Elend, I think that's how they say it in the audio book, Elend. He's like, I'm gonna leave Vin to fend for herself. He's like, if I were captured, Vin would totally rescue me and she would find a way, but I'm not Vin, and I trust that she can find her way out of this. Like, what? Come on, Elend, go save your wife. He's like, he's afraid of putting himself in danger. And I was like, what in the world? I have a prediction. I don't know. I don't think Vin is the hero of Ages. I think it's Spook. Oh, and Spook now has 2 powers, 2 abilities, because Kelsier, the like, I don't know, the spirit of Kelsier gave him the ability to burn pewter, so now he has not only the ability to like have heightened senses, now he has heightened strength. I think he is the hero of Ages. I could totally be wrong, but I'm thinking he's gonna have a big part to play in this. And I think that Elend is going to be bad. I don't know. He's like doing weird things. I don't know exactly how, but I feel like he's going to somehow mess things up. I'm irritated with him. I liked when they went to the ball. I liked that part of the book. But Sazed and Tensoon are my favorite characters. They're the ones I want to read about. And I enjoyed learning about like Tensoon and his people. I just don't feel as into book 3 as I was in, like, I devoured book 1 and was like super excited about book 2. I think I need to have like a good reading session with this book. It's been so choppy reading this book. However, I think Spotify, I didn't ask like the people at Spotify, like what are they called? I didn't contact Spotify to verify this, but I think Spotify has been down for a few days because like it would not work. And it's not my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi was fine, but my audio like book would just, it would not play. And I would get so frustrated that I wouldn't care to pick up the book because I wanted to immersion read or listen to it. And the app didn't work for like 3 days. It is working today though. So I would like to really immerse myself into this today and tomorrow and finish it. I think that's what I need. I think I need to look at the pages and like really put myself back into the story, because stuff is about to happen. I mean, there's not a whole lot of book left. I mean, stuff has been happening, but it just hasn't grabbed me like it grabbed me in book 2. Oh, and the Koloss that the Mistborn can like control, these creatures that they get so big that their skin will like tear, and they only live like 20 years because of their heart. They used to be people. It was like another way that the Lord Ruler created slaves. Like he turned people into certain things, and the Koloss, we just kind of learned, I don't know exactly when, that he turned people into these Koloss, because one of the Koloss kept calling himself human, and Vin was like, you're not human. And he kind of like proved to her like, I was human. So yeah, things are happening, but I'm gonna read now that Speechify is working and my daughter is down pretty early. Yeah, I can get a good reading session in today, so that's my plan. But I'm at 478 pages, so I'm pretty far. But I'll update you tomorrow. We'll see how far I get, and I'll update you guys again. I just finished it. Wow, what a good ending. Now, I thought that one of them was going to die. I thought Vin was gonna die for sure. What a good ending. I had a feeling it was gonna have like a very dramatic, really good ending. They both died. That's so sad. Good book. I do wish that just my reading experience with the book would have been better. I wish I had sat down and had longer reading sessions in this book than how it happened. Just like, it took me too long to read this book, and that kind of took me out of the story. But past 2 days, yesterday and today, I got back into the story, but I feel like I was a little bit lost because of my reading experience, just how choppy it was. I feel like I was like, oh, what's actually happening right now? Where is this person right now? Or is this person good or bad? I was a little bit confused. I feel like I couldn't see it. Like I couldn't see this book as vividly as I could see the first two. So that kind of bothers me, but good book. Okay, we're gonna wrap up this reading vlog because I have finished all 3 books in the Mistborn trilogy. This is a 5-star trilogy for me. I think Brandon Sanderson is a genius. Like, it blows my mind that he can create this. This is insane. I liked it a lot, and I'm going to read more from him. Maybe not anytime like really soon, but I'm very curious to see what other worlds he can create. I actually bought one of his sci-fi series, a few of them in the UK editions. I don't remember what it's called, but I saw the editions and was like, oh, these are just so pretty. I don't need to know what it is. It's Brandon Sanderson. But with these books, I was thinking about how different my reading experience was for each 3 of these. For the first book, this was like rewatching a cozy show that you've already seen. It's a rewatch, but you enjoy it so much, and like you binge watch it. I enjoyed rereading this so much. I'm so glad that I did it. Great book. It is my favorite out of the 3. I will say that this is my favorite one. The second book was like going to the theater to see the second movie in a series, and you're super excited, and it's like the screen's so big, and it's not cozy. It's like you're super focused, and it's very exciting. Like, I could see this book so clearly in my mind. So that was my experience with this book. It was excitement and like my jaw dropping, and very exciting book. This is my second favorite. The third book, however, felt like someone explained a movie that I haven't seen. That's how this book felt. Like, I felt like I couldn't really see it very clearly. And it's just funny how your reading experience can affect, like, I think it can affect your opinion on a book for sure. And I do think that this is a really good book, but I think I would have enjoyed it so much more had I read it like I read this book. Like, long reading sessions and only in a few days instead of how I read this one, which was just not ideal. I don't think I highlighted at all in this one. I dog-eared and highlighted 1 page. So I was not immersed in this story, whereas this one I highlighted and dog-eared so many pages. I felt so connected to this book, and I felt very distant to this book. And I think it's just that I burnt myself out. This is a lot of pages to read. All of these are over 600, but this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to stay in a world, and I like doing this. I like going from book 1, 2 to 3. This is just the most that I've done. Like, these are the longest books that I've done that with, because I did that with the Lightbringer series. Lightbringer? What is this series called? I think it's called the Lightbringer series, but the Imperium Trilogy. Duh. I read Furyborn, went right into Kingsbane, and then Lightbringer, and loved doing that. I had so much fun doing this. And I also actually did that with Caraval and Red Queen. I read all the books in a row. Well, I didn't, wait. Oh no, yeah, I finished. Never mind. I for some reason thought I didn't finish Red Queen. No, I did that. And I just think it's very, I don't know, fun? That's not the right word. To just stay in a world. And I'm so glad that I have finally finished a Brandon Sanderson series. I mean, I know that there are more Mistborn books, but I've heard that this is the best out of the Mistborn, like, world, because it continues following other characters or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. So I will say, if I were to read another Brandon Sanderson, I don't think I would continue with Mistborn. I don't think I would continue with that, at least not anytime soon. I think I would completely read a different series from him. But I hope you enjoyed my reading vlog. It was a spoiled-filled reading vlog. I didn't want to do a spoil-free vlog. I wanted to like talk about the books as I was reading them, including, you know, the spoilers. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.